Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the RSF1 testing lobby. We've got a group of people in the testing lobby. We will be beginning momentarily with more people joining and filling in spaces of anyone who's currently absent. I am Primus Gaming, and joined with me is LR Blazerguns, but he'll join us very shortly. He's just going to quickly just double check, what's going on, because he's the lobby host. And so once he has gotten everything that's needed, he will be joining us by taking his audio. But at the moment, he is in the party. He's just quickly keeping, checking everything's all a-okay. So in the meantime, you're stuck with me. Good or bad thing? I don't know. But anyways, I hope everyone lately has been staying safe. It's good to be seeing that the coronavirus has slightly calmed down with with reports of apparently testing of the coronavirus. And apparently the tests they're doing, the trials, have been somewhat successful. It's been helpful with bolstering up the immune system, so in terms of lockdown, things could be easing, but in terms of preparation set by the UK government, we were sort of anticipating a possible second wave, but it's a global pandemic in the end, so it will hit maybe once, maybe twice. We won't know for certain. Anyways, I'm happy to know that a load of people I know is safe, because scary times. Let's see. Is the stream up on Twitch? Okay. Hopefully he will. You are seeing, hello, there you are. You are seeing in the party that obviously you can tick your audio, so that means the stream is up and running, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The Twitch is glitched like that, so sometimes you gotta type in the actual name of the Twitch, so the Twitch account into Twitch to search it.
Because I've got as
it glitches. I don't know why.
It's there you go. Yeah, I've got it on my phone now. It's just because it said it was like just live, and then it just freaked the hell out. But yeah. Anyways, thank you very much. Everyone for joining us for today's testing session. It's a very good mix of cars. It's surprising to see how many people actually have turned up, because I thought testing would have been very important. Some people willing to hop into some seats, but I guess, we got what we got. We're in Britain. It was Silverstone. If anyone's been keeping an eye on the real-life Formula 1, Britain will be done twice. The tracks of the F1 calendar, Austria twice, so the Austrian and the Styrian, the 2 British Grand Prix and the 2 Italian Grand Prix, especially one being at Mugello, and I'm actually personally looking forward to that. Don't you agree, Blazer?
Sorry, what was that?
The Italian Grand Prix at Mugello, because we've got Monza and Mugello.
Mugello, yes.
I personally am looking forward to that one.
It's not much of a track you don't see in F1 anymore. I think it used to host F1 races before, or something like that. And I can't wait for it. I mean, I've driven that track quite a few times on Forza, doing like Forza races and stuff like that, and it was a really fun track. But seeing F1 cars going to be driving around there, it's going to be a lot of fun, to be fair.
Yeah. It's only ever really hosted, like in terms of real life Formula One. It's only really shown testing, mainly by the Italian Formula One teams. So originally it used to be Ferrari and Minardi. Oh, it looks like we got a retirement. It's RSF1 Vettel. He retired
only got
before
15
he even
drivers.
came out. Oh, okay, only 15.
Yeah. Trying to get everybody in. Just got Corey Martian, who just joined in late now. Literally trying to find everybody and stuff like that. We're still missing one. I was checked her. I still don't know where he is because he's not on here.
Yeah, no, this vault of glass. One about.
There we go. IGN Legends has retired from the session as well. Rapid Sprays, Moronics, they have retired as well. Snodvod. So we'll just call him Turbo. I don't want to pronounce it DUCS Turbo. We'll just call him Turbo. So a couple of people I've not really ever seen before within RSF1, Diggles, and then Turbo, and then Snodvod. Those are people I've not actually seen at all within RSF1. Must be recently new people coming in. It's interesting, really. Loads of new faces. It does actually bring back the diversity of the league, because if we have the same drivers and we have some leaving and we don't have any new ones replacing them, eventually our divisions will dwindle down back to 4. And that'll be less fun, won't it?
Yeah, definitely.
There you go. Rhombus has retired.
Trying to eat. I've got my food in front of me as well. I'm trying to eat at the same time.
That's alright. We lost Corey Marshall. Don't know if he was actually meant to be in the lobby.
Yeah, he was supposed to be in the lobby.
Okay, he must have joined late. That is the end of Q1. So obviously no times are set, but going by the grid order of Q1, it is Easton in top, Shrimper second, Vettel third. Only 15 cars attended the qualifying session, so no drivers in Q1 have been eliminated from the session. However, in Q2, it will be different, because cars from 15th place down to 11th place will be removed. Well, not removed. They'll be knocked out of the qualifying session, and then it will leave 10 cars for the top 10 shootout, unless the cars that have been eliminated, obviously they're out, and then someone who's in the top 10 then crashes. Obviously, they will then count as a DNF, and then only 9 cars would go in, etc. So basically, don't crash.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing you don't want to do. Is crash. I mean, it's also a new game. We saw people like previous streams doing social races in this league, and now it's our first main testing and stuff like that. We still don't want to see people having big collisions and crashing and stuff like that. I'm trying to... there it is. Trying to get Corey Marsh back in. He told me he accidentally pressed spectate.
It happens, everyone makes mistakes. But meanwhile, we're loading into the next qualifying session.
Hopefully.
Is it for you? Or is it still loading? Session start time. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Are we going into the race?
No, they're all before.
We just finished Q1. Unless this is some weird preparation.
This
for
might
Q2.
be a glitch. Verstappen saying
So
on
we
the
just
chat
skipped
saying
Q2
it's a glitch.
Q3.
Verstappen saying it's a glitch when everyone retires in Q1. Yeah, it is.
So we've got to restart the lobby.
Yeah, I would perfectly say restart.
Yeah, lobby restart. Everyone's just hitting each other.
It is
Woo! We'll have to apologise. The game has had a little bit of a bug where no driver has gone out at all, and it caused us to skip all of qualifying entirely. So we'll have to do a new session. By the looks of it, Blazer.
Yep.
So we'll remain live.
I'll put that back. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
We'll remain live, so because we don't have to reform the grid because qualifying actually didn't even happen at all. But yeah, just bear with us. So I have to quit out the lobby.
Ah! I just had a new thing pop up.
One of the graphics, yeah. Unfortunately, Blazer, we'll have to leave the lobby. We'll have to leave the lobby because it's completely glitched. It's gone straight to the race, so we need to do a full qualifying.
Vettel's still driving. Why is Vettel still driving around?
I think it's because he doesn't know probably, but a load of drivers did leave the lobby because of what happened. I'll just have to quickly put that in the announcements because we want a full qualifying.
Yeah, that's very worrying. That was. I honestly did not. Alright. Let's create that. Make it friends only, yeah. Alright. You just quickly join off me. So I get all this sorted out once again. Yay! Yep. Oh, yep.
Alright.
Official.
Can I have an invite to the lobby, please? So yeah, sorry about that, everyone. I've just put the announcement out to the drivers that it is a lobby restart. So just briefly, just bear with us. The testing lobby, we will re-begin momentarily. You just have to give us a little bit of time. Peppermeat needs a banging poo.
Of course.
In the chat. It's Peppermeat, he always needs to go to the bog.
People's champion.
The people's champion, unfortunately, has a little bit of a problem with going to the bog.
Yep. Right. Now I need to find everybody again. Yay!
Well, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to join off of your profile, Blazer. Because you were in their most recent player met, they should be able to rejoin easy. Yeah, there you go, there's Turbo. Also, they're in your recently met, so they'll be in there. Verstappen is now turning into Lightning McQueen. I am frontline speed! Right, so let's get a few people back. I think we should have 16 now because Corey did get in, but he joined too late, and so he missed the opportunity of getting in. But now, obviously, he's now got the free reign of that once he gets back in.
Yeah, there is.
Mr. Pigeon right, so is Corey in?
Not yet.
No,
so,
not yet.
A little bit of a topic to go on to, by the way, Blazer. Oh, you need to spectate, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Is the Mercedes. So, everyone is aware of the movement against racism known as Black Lives Matter. And the Formula One has hosted a campaign. We drive as one. It's all branded over the cars, especially the Williams Formula One car that you're going to see in the game. Anyways, so it's encouraging more diversity within Formula One because you have to agree, Blazer. Lewis Hamilton have over 700 Formula One drivers. Lewis Hamilton has been the only black driver, basically non-white, and it's incredible to see, Lewis Hamilton has launched campaigns to help increase the diversity, including more younger people, female, minority, black, any sort of race, gender, etc. You know, he's trying to make it more inclusive, make the sport more for everyone and not just to a select amount. And I think that's very good, don't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Hamilton's doing major stuff like helping people realise the racism is bad, and everybody knows it's bad, and what he's doing is trying to help make the world a better place. And
Indeed, this. Oh, go on.
and I'm saying as well, is he's sending other drivers in the races as well to kneel, take the knee as well, to show that F1 is against racism. F1 and everyone is against racism.
It's to make sure to end the diversity between, well, not the diversity, to end the sort of conflict between sort of racial profiling, you know, because it's been a very big plague on the world for a long time, where due to someone's skin color, their race, their gender, they just basically get more abuse or unfair treatment from anyone else. And it's good to see Formula One's now taking more inclusion into the whole sport. So we'll see a more bigger demographic of drivers going through karting and so many more. Because, you know, when Lewis Hamilton was a young boy karting, they saw a young black child karting. They wouldn't have thought much of him. And now look at him. He's now a 6-time Formula One world champion, chasing up onto his 7th, if he can achieve that in 2020, and try and match the F1 legend Michael Schumacher. So to see that, I mean, I think the moment when Lewis Hamilton retires, I think he'll be one of the biggest F1 icons in all of F1 history, modern history, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, so going back onto the topic about the changes to some cars. Obviously, Williams changed theirs. Some of the other teams, like Ferrari, McLaren, they've all put the We Drivers 1 rainbow on their cars, but Mercedes, actually, because it's still yet to arrive in the game, to turn their Mercedes car black, which I personally think suits the car so much better than silver. I personally love the black livery.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody knows Mercedes always been called the Silver Arrows. I mean, they still will be called the Silver Arrows, but the sudden livery change from what Mercedes did to make it from silver to black was a very interesting one in my books. I mean, yeah, the silver was really nice. It looked really nice on the car. The black, I mean, the black's alright. It does look alright, but it doesn't make it original like the silver car it is. And it's just like it's like basically saying Ferrari F1 car, the Ferrari F1 team are changing their color from their car from red to yellow.
Apparently we're getting Kachal saying he can't hear comms.
What do you mean you can't hear comms?
I've got my phone up and I can hear us quite nicely. You know,
I can hear us properly.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think what you're getting, guys, on your phone is your phone causing a problem right now. Comms is up and running fully. It's been working fine. I've got my phone up. Blazer's got his. There's been no problems at all.
I've got my tablet up. Yeah. Okay, myself.
Yeah, graded Vinny. Comms have been speaking for ages. Yeah, we have been. So, right.
Make sure
anyways,
everybody
let's
sets
get back
times
to the
this
testing
time.
session. Yeah, we need at least one car to set a time. You know, as much as people can retire, we need at least one car setting a lap time. So going over the cars currently on the grid, we've only got one Mercedes.
We've got a Ferrari going.
Is that a Ferrari? Oh, who could that be? That's either Vettel.
Rory Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
Marshall in the
There
front.
he goes.
Oh, in saying that, we got an AlphaTauri going out. We saw Williams going out. Here we go.
We'll have to go on board with the AlphaTauri because it's the first car.
AlphaTauri is IGN. No. It's the People's Champions, the first car out. The Williams.
So yeah, here goes IGN Legends. Oh no, there's a Williams up in front. Oh my god, what's going on?
I did say the Williams. I was saying the
Hang on,
People's
I need to scroll up.
Champion was the first car out.
It's because we've got quite a lot of people still not in the lobby.
Okay.
I'm seeing like Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah. Why has Eastern Diggles and Rhombus for some reason put the wet top compounds and inters on?
I'm pretty
Diggles
sure
is
this
actually
is a
gone out on
testing.
inters.
Diggles is on the intermediate tyres. I'm pretty sure going out on the wet compound tyre when the game has been set to dry is kind of just... I mean, like, he has to set a lap time, but the thing is being on inters could really compromise the other running cars.
Yeah, definitely. We saw my audio for the side. Well,
That's a bit concerning, really, on the choice of tyre. Anyways, we'll go on board with Peppermeat while Blazer sorts out his microphone. So round the last corner goes Peppermeat in the Williams.
Trying to fix the game audio.
That's right, going into turn one. Very nicely done. There's the Ferrari of Vettel. Going into turn three. You've got to try and make sure you get a nice run in. I just narrowly missed the apex there from both turns 3 and 4. Now through into turn 5 down the Wellington Straight. Still very good by Peppermeat, the People's Champion. Brooklands into Luffield. Still very nice and tidy by Peppermeat. Very good. Look at the Williams livery is really nice.
Cobbs.
Now going into Cobbs.
Oh, keeps it in track.
Wide, but not invalidated.
He keeps it just in the limits there. That's another thing with these. Ooh, that's the grass.
Oh, look at the grass and invalidated his lap. Oh, that's gutting.
Legends. What is happening to Legends?
Back on board with the AlphaTauri. Oh. I'm confused on what's going on. I don't even know who's... oh, it looks like we've got RSF1 Vettel and Shrimper, maybe. No, that's not Shrimper. I'm having a hard time keeping track on who's the next car. It's Rapid Sprays next, actually.
Corey Marsh, I think it was. Corey Marsh was on a lap.
I think he backed off. Oh! I caught that on the stream there. Rapid Sprays was getting a tow from the Ferrari of RSF and Vettel, and then Vettel suddenly put his foot on the brakes, and that had to, Rapid Sprays rapidly dodge the car, and he's gone wide off the track, going into Vale, and that is Rapid Sprays cutting through the corner. He's ruined his next lap. But Mr. Pigeon Munch, he sets the baseline for today of a 1:25 dead. Snodvod gets second with a 27.5. Moronix a 32.1. Rapid Sprays 38.8. Corey Marshall 39.9. So I imagine these are like sort of pacer laps maybe. People are just sort of picking their right one. Turbo, so it's a 28.6. So we are seeing some lap times now being pushed out by the other cars. I think we've got a Haas of Sink Diggle finally. Sink Diggle crosses the line with a 42.2 round the last corner on those intermediates. However, again, quite concerning he chose the intermediate tyres. Could be very compromising to the other drivers. However, we'll carry on. So we've got RSF1
Mansell
Eastern
going around the last corner. Goes second
Mansell
with a 25.4.
Easton's on the wet weather tyre? What is going on here? The wet weather tyre. I mean, people picking the intermediates and the wets. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, fair enough you want to set a lap, but as we've already established, it's just don't compromise. IGN Legends seems to be rolling around in 8th gear, across a 2-minute 40.3. However, the way he's driving, I don't know if he's generally suffering from a potential gearbox failure, or he's just slapped the car in 8th gear and is just sort of cruising at that speed. But he is gaining speed slowly. Shrimper's now pitting. Vettel is now letting a faster car go by, but as going into the pit lane, round the last corner.
Here comes Vettel.
I kind of have to agree, because I can only imagine, well, someone's on the RSF1 racing account saying no words I have, to be honest. I actually have to agree with them, because Vettel's actually on a new lap. He backed off and he's actually doing a proper lap, so we'll go on board with RSF1 Vettel in the meantime. But I do have to agree with the racing account that I don't really have words to say about the choice of a few drivers going onto the wet weather tyre in dry conditions. Yes, fair enough, you don't really have to do a competitive lap. But still, wet weather tyres is kind of a silly choice, really. You know, just do a nice, calm, easy lap around the track on the softs, and, you know, no harm done. You know, there's still a bit of meat on them. You could easily take them to Q2 or Q3.
Yeah, definitely.
Into Cobbs goes Vettel in the Ferrari. He's now got a slow-moving AlphaTauri up in front, or Tauri. How would you pronounce it, Tauri or Tauri?
I pronounce it as AlphaTauri, but I do hear people Tauri.
Oh, and I think actually the AlphaTauri or Tauri's actually got a gearbox problem, because I'm hearing its gearbox freak out as Vettel passed it.
Yeah, the car was like over revving on gear 8 and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on, and now it's fixed, so I honestly do not know what's happening.
There we go, RSF1 Vettel now crosses the line in P5.
I'm just looking at this, but I don't think Toto is kind of happy, unless you wondering why people on the wet tyre.
The stream is lagging very bad, but I'm not seeing anything on the stream. We are on 720p. I think that might be for you, Hammer. I'm not seeing any problem. I did see like a tiny little squitch, like, you know, but we're on 720p. You know, we turned down the bit rate so we're not over. Oh, spin out from Vettel!
Oh, there we go!
And he hits the wall. Oh, luckily that's not a DNF, because if he would have properly smashed out his tyre or his car, he would have been out of the session.
Simulation damage.
I do know. Yeah, luckily he's only sustained minor wing damage, or minor. I mean.
Lucky it's not
red wing damage. Wait, is it?
No. I said lucky it's not.
Oh, well. Anyway, so Vettel, with that wing damage, is quite lucky not to DNF from crashing, because the damage is on full, correct?
Yes, damage is on full.
Okay.
As I was saying, if it was on simulation damage, that would have been good making off as well.
Well, anyways, Vettel is the only car that's really coming back into the pits, possibly to retire from the session. RSF1 Mansell, Lando. Oh, Mansell now just retiring from the session. Dazed Rhombus retiring as well. Definitely, I think there's definitely going to be talks of the league later on about the choice of tyres from drivers in the testing session. But in first place in Q1 is Mr. Pigeon Munch in the Mercedes. Second place is RSF1 Mansell in the Renault. And in third place is RSF1 Lando in the Williams. And scrolling down, no cars has been eliminated from the session due to there being no cars. So at the bottom of the grid is Shrimper in McLaren. He didn't really feel the need to do a time. Right. So we're about to go into Q2.
Yep. Honestly, do not know what was happening during that. But okay, we'll move on to Q2 though. Hopefully now they'll start to take this more serious.
Yeah, this is official testing, lads. So it's
If you're
just
watching the
as
stream,
serious as if you was in a league race. You
this
know,
is an official league race test.
So, you know, eyes are on all the drivers at all times. So, you know, any
Big brother's
silliness
watching.
will either get caught by us or noted by the steward / committee. So, anyways, we're going
Mansell's
back out
first
into
one out.
Q2. It looks like people are taking it a little bit more seriously now. So we're now actually seeing a change in strategies. So Mansell, Vettel, Rhombus, Diggles, Snod, Corey, and Rapid Sprays have chosen to go onto the medium compound tyre. Meanwhile, a few other drivers have still yet to pick a new tyre compound, or they're actually going to choose the softs. So we'll stay on board with RSF1 Mansell at the moment.
Yep. Strategy-wise, it'll probably be a one top. Actually, I don't know. I can't say that now, can't we? Because it's a new game and nobody's been testing on this track with what we're doing like right now. I mean, like on the last game, we'll easily say one stop softer mediums or something like that. But
never mind being on board of Mansell, by the way. It looks like Vettel overtook the Renault before going into Cobbs. So RSF on Vettel is now the first car that's about to set a flying lap. So I will give you the honours, Blazer, of being on board with Vettel once he reaches the line. But it's definitely going to be an interesting season, and I actually do love the accurate, the accurateness of Codemasters with the Formula 1 cars, the sounds, the looks, the graphics as well, giving us graphics, which you will see, guys. It's already been like shown in the older streams, the socials, but some here as well. Here we go, Blazer.
Vettel now going for a start across the line. They're very close as well now as he goes around turn 1, takes it in gear 8. Going around into turn 3, braking, taking it in gear 3, and then now to 4. You want to take it in gear 2, short shift to gear 1 if you want to, then nicely short shift it back up to gear 3, going down the Wellington straight. Got a little grass there on the exit, but as he comes down to Brooklands, and he invalidates for getting too much of the inside curve. Let's go on board with Mansell on a lap, going through Luffield right now. The Vettel was trying to get spin out of his way there, so taking it nice and careful there, going through Woodcote now into the old section of Silverstone, into course, to old turn 1. A slight lift, but he got perfectly well, going through Maggots and Beckett's now. Yeah, well organised, he could keep the car.
Beautiful.
So beautifully the way he's handled that car as he now moves towards the racing line area, coming towards Stowe after the tango straight. Down to gear 5, kind of did a bit too quickly, but managed to get the car slow down perfectly towards it. Now coming to Club, and Vale gets in a very nice exit, bursts through the line at 25.4.
That's a good lap. Very good job from Mansell.
On the mediums as well from Mansell. As,
he even
Moronix
outdid Moronix on the soft compound tyre.
I think Moronix slowed down on this lap. I think Moronix is going to start on the medium, and there goes Turbo. Only just, I would say.
Good work from Turbo in the racing point, or as some people like to call the pink Mercedes, due to allegations, allegations about the racing point being a carbon copy of the 2019 Mercedes winning car, but under a recent investigation by the FIA, twice was launched against the Racing Point. It turns out the car was completely legal, so the Racing Point are free to keep the car as is.
Yeah, the Renault protested after Austria before the Hungarian Grand Prix, they said it's deemed legal. And then after the Hungarian Grand Prix, Renault officially says to put another protest on the pink Mercedes.
They're not happy. Because
They are
the
not
midfield
happy.
team is now actually showing equal pace. I'd say probably to what Ferrari would possibly be like if their cars weren't struggling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just 3 races in, we just had the triple header there. Austria twice and now Hungary. I think a little salt are coming on to Renault because they want to be the big I am. They want to be bigger and better than Mercedes. The way things are going with Renault, they are being big babies, I would say. I mean,
They're just not happy with.
they're just not happy.
They were nearly the best midfield team. I think McLaren were definitely a real big contender last year in 2019. But they were thinking, we want to beat the people that we're providing engines to, and we want to beat the Racing Point, who are being provided Mercedes engines, and now suddenly they're actually worse off than both McLaren and Racing Point. They're the main engine works teams, and the teams that they're supplying to are doing much better.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go.
It's gonna
Easton
be
into
interesting
Stowe.
and stuff like that, but just don't believe it.
Well, a prestigious Formula 1 team. We'll also see the return of Fernando Alonso, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's Easton 25-7 there. I mean, yeah.
Very nicely done.
That's the other thing that people was not happy about. To be fair, everybody was very upset about. Well, I mean, some people were happy with Fernando Alonso coming back, but there was a lot of people who wasn't happy, saying they're saying, what's the point of having a young driver in the academy if they're not going to use it? It's kind of true.
Well, it's true. I get what people are arguing about in that case, but Fernando Alonso is, he chose to retire. But if he felt like coming back, nothing's stopping him. I mean, Michael Schumacher came back for 2 seasons.
Michael Schumacher.
Actually, no, he came back for 3. He joined for Mercedes in 2010, and he raced with Mercedes for the 2010, 11 and 12 season, and then retired in 2012, a year actually before Michael's horrible skiing incident. But nonetheless, a driver is more than entitled to join back.
Mr. Much is on a lap. He didn't. I don't know who he actually is, but oh no.
Oh, he went wide.
I did sort of go purple for a sector, and then
We've got Sink Diggles.
ass. Here we go, Mr. Diggles.
He had a little bit of a kick of oversteer coming out of Cobbs, but he managed to save it and then keep pushing on with the lap. So a very good recovery by Sink Diggles in the Haas. Trying to catch a little bit of toe off the Mercedes, a little bit cheeky,
Mr. Pigeon.
Very good driving so far with Sink Diggles and a very good recovery after that near miss. A little bit of a lock-up going into the chicane, but Sink Diggles round the last corner. What can he do? P6 on the medium tyre. He would have been faster if it wasn't for that little kick of oversteer and also catching the grass coming out of Beckett's.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing now. There's also the additional of this game, if you think about it as well, is that if you remember the last game, especially if you're on the wheel and stuff like, you could span down the downshift in the car. You can easily get from gear 8 to gear 2 in a matter of seconds, and this time in this game, you have to take your time. You can't like spam downshift pedal. You've got to like do it sequentially, if I'm right. So trying to get that right at the same time as well, turning into the corner, braking, pretty much makes it a lot more harder.
So going into the chicane again, Shrimper in the McLaren, Round the last corner he goes. The McLaren, he sets a P8 a 26.3. However, now he's got his teammate Rapid Sprays behind him. Rapid Sprays actually being Season 2's runner-up in the Season 2 Drivers' Championship. So he is coming back with a vengeance. Oh, Pigeon Munch, he's going for another one?
Yeah, he just finished his lap. 25.6 there. So let's stay on board with the one person who hasn't set his lap, who's on his lap actually now. As we said, the runner-up. Sorry, give me 1 second, I'm getting a phone call.
That's alright. So, yep, Rapid Sprays being in second place in the F2 Drivers table in our F2 season last year. He only just narrowly missed out to the champion, Tomek Brezina. He was, a bit of a spin from Rapid Sprays coming out of Cobbs, and he just hits the wall and breaks his front wing, but luckily he is still in the in the qualifying session, but that is going to cost him some dear time. And Rapid Sprays could be looking at potentially being out of Q2 if he doesn't get a lap out quick enough. He needs to get that wing change, and it needs to be very soon. However, we're on board with Snodrod in the AlphaTauri, going into the second sector. Coming out of Luffield, nicely done. The AlphaTauri is pushing. He needs to set that lap time. Otherwise, Snodrod will be one of the first drivers in testing to be knocked out of Q2. So Snodrod going through Maggots and Beckett's now. Keeping it nice and tidy, hugging onto that apex. It actually looks like it got him a good fair bit of time, so nicely done. It's not the fastest second sector, but that's still very good. Keep on board with him. RSF1 Lando actually takes top of the table with a 25.1 on the medium tyre, which is faster than Turbo on the soft tyre. But now coming around the last corner is Snodrod, takes P8 on the soft tyre in the AlphaTauri. So we've only got 3 cars. 3 cars right now, 4 cars, sorry, on the soft compound tyre. That has been Snodrod. Let's see, let's catch Peppermeat. So Peppermeat is now actually on a lap in his Williams. Very good work there by RSF1 Lando, his teammate for today, Peppermeat, the People's Champion. I imagine everyone's cheering on. He's now going down the Wellington Straight. Actually is much up on his time, 17 seconds faster than his lap time that he already just set. So very good work there from Peppermeat. But now coming out of Lovefield, now into Cobbs. How is Pepper gonna do? Oh, he ran wide, but he didn't invalidate. That's quite lucky. Oh, he cut the corner there, and it costed Peppermeat some serious time. Unlucky for Pepper, but he will have the opportunity to go back around again. However, Rapid Sprays... Oh no, Rapid Sprays can do it, yeah. Verstappen. That engine noise, jeez. Help! Primus keeping the broadcast report. Rapid Sprays in the McLaren. Oh, we've had an off. I wonder who that was. Ah, that's Vettel again. Oh. So Vettel has lost it again, but luckily we'll be able to do another lap if that's what he was intended to do. But right now he is in danger of being eliminated from the qualifying session in P10. So we could be losing a Ferrari if he doesn't get a fast enough lap put out there. He's actually going into the pits. So RSF1 Vettel is ending his qualifying session as of now. He has just moments to see if he will stay in the top 10 or if he's getting knocked down. Final chance. Oh, welcome back, Blazer.
Hello, sorry about that. No, I expect a phone call from my best mate, and yeah, you know,
Okay. Had to be at the time he was streaming, so like not now.
Yeah, he is known. Oh, mate, he is known for calling me impeccable timings. Stupid ginger douche.
Well, at the end of Q2, so currently confirmed out of the race, so out of Q2 is RS Moronics. Moronics will not be going into Q3. Yeah, he just didn't make it in time to do a flying lap. So unlucky to Moronics, he will have to start from near on the back of the grid, depending on how Rapid Sprays does. However, Vettel is now out of the session because Peppermeat has managed to get himself up into P9, putting Dave Rhombus in danger of being eliminated. But Rapid Sprays,
he's
he
on a
actually
lap.
purpled the second sector.
Here we go.
Out of Stowe.
In the McLaren. He needs at least a 125.
Oh!
Oi,
It just knocked Peppermeat down!
But,
and Rhombus just managed to knock down Pepper!
Shrimper knocks him out!
Oh,
Shrimp goes
that's
second
a good lap
fastest.
from them, but no dice, I'm afraid. Sink, Diggles, and Moronics. Oh, IGN Legends in the AlphaTauri goes fastest. And now Mr. Pigeon Munch in the Mercedes around the last corner doesn't improve, he stays P6. However, we need to go on board with Diggles. Oh, he's invalidated his lap actually, and so has Moronics.
Yeah, Moronics went completely wide into a corpse as he see a weaving there, so he's not happy with that.
So Moronics actually being a Season 1 champion is now going to have to start from the back of the grid behind Sink Diggles. So that is our Q2 session now over. So obviously...
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
that is it.
Moronics has actually left
the session. He'll need an invite back.
Yeah.
Which rings switch? And
At the end of Q1 though, not Q1, Q2, IGN Legends tops it with Lando second, Shrimper third, Turbo, Mansell, Pigeon Munch, Snodvod, Corey Marshall, Easton and Rhombus making it into the final shootout, and we're losing Rapid Sprays, Peppermeat, Vettel, Diggles, and Mr. Moronics.
Okay, so I just realised a mistake on my end, which I do apologise for. Due to like a slight confusion, I forgot to change the title because it still says social when it's not social, it's testing. So I just realised, I had a little look and saw that there was a mistake in that regard. So yeah, apologies in that. But in the end, you know, there was like a slight confusion. But that's all sorted now. Anyways, Q3, top 10. There is our cars, and Vettel being unlucky to have two near-on moments. You know, first of all, crashing into the wall, losing his wing in Q1, and then losing it again after coming out of Beckett's in Q2. I didn't know if you noticed, but Rapid Sprays actually had a near fatal crash coming out of Cobbs in Q2. Sadly, though, it did.
Don't think I noticed.
Yeah, he went into Cobbs and then went into the wall, and that was the end of his qualifying session. Well, not the end of this session. Oh, I just dropped my phone. Not the end of his session, but it definitely did cost him some serious time. They had to go back into the pits, get a new wing, and then have to sort of go from scratch again. But we are on board with RSF1 Lando, who actually took the top of the table in Q1. So
yeah, and finished and got second in Q2 there, behind Legends, who did a remarkable lap though. Legends did.
yeah.
So hopefully he could top it back up and aim for pole position here in testing here in Silverstone.
Right, so as he now goes down the Wellington Straight, along the Michael Schumacher helmets.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing that a lot happening. Of course, I've decided to go for my own different type of helmet, which I actually kind of like. So, I mean, everybody's different. I mean, I also, of course, got the Schumacher edition and stuff like that. And I looked at the helmets. I was like, ooh, they look nice. But
Sounds like there's a bit of an audio glitch going on the stream.
is it?
Yeah, so... Oh, a little bit of lag there on the stream. So... Apparently the comms is fine, but the game sounds glitchy. I don't know if that's a problem with us, or if that's a problem with the game. Because the stream is laggy, and the game is very bad with engine noises and mic cuts out every 5 seconds. It's gone now. Very annoying game sounds horrible. Oh, so I think it's actually a bug with the game, not with Twitch. Anyways, Lando going through Cobbs in the Williams is doing very good so far. We've got a yellow flag, in the third sector. That is a Ferrari. That looks like that could be Corey Marshall.
This time this lap.
Vettel didn't make it through. So Corey Marshall did slow down. Lando goes fastest in the second sector, but the Alfa Romeo behind him, Days Rhombus, actually went faster but made a mistake, so off. Looks like Turbo might be going in for the fastest lap.
Lando in a 24.6.
24.6!
Racing Point ducks Turbo. Let's see what he can do. He was putting a good pace in Q2. It was a little twitching moment.
Ooh, wobble. 25.5.
Snovod practice at a lap now.
Legends! Just a tiny bit faster than Lando. Snodrod goes fourth fastest. Turbo. Rhombus, he did make a mistake somewhere, but he didn't invalidate. He did a 42 dead, but the thing is Rhombus actually went faster in the second sector.
Eastern at 24.9.
Oh, that Renault did good. So we got a McLaren of Shrimper.
Here he goes. It's going to be a 25-1 there. Mansell is the next one.
RSF1 Mansell. Around the last corner goes the Renault driver.
Oh, 24.8. A lot of 24.8. Here comes Corey Marshall. Let's see what this guy can do in the Ferrari.
Scuderia, round the last corner.
Oh,
goes sixth fastest.
Just missed out in the 24s.
Very good work there from the Ferrari driver.
Rhombus is on the lap.
Saying it's quite bold. Oh.
I've got tower bar.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Rhombus. Had to go back around for another lap. Goes through Maggots and Beckett's. Doesn't purple the second sector like he did on his previous lap because his tyres are no longer in their prime. Round the last corner. No, not corner. Round Stowe, sorry. Goes the Alfa Romeo. There we go.
Locks up on the front left into Clark. Very much that could capitalise. It's going to be...
Oh! 2 thousandths of a second off of the leading time. Oh my god, that's a good lap.
That is close. Don't think you'll see a qualifying session any closer than that.
Very good work there from Rhombus. That is impressive. So, 6 minutes and 15 seconds remain of the qualifying session of Q3. Leading currently in provisional pole is IGN Legends in the AlphaTauri. Second is Days Rhombus. Third is Lando. Fourth is Pigeon. Fifth is Mansell. Sixth is Easton. Seventh is Corey. Eighth is Shrimper. Ninth is Turbo. And 10th is Snod.
Yeah, it's well, it looks
currently,
like the qualifying is going to be very close.
The top. Look at the top 8. How close their times are. The 8 fastest time is 25.1. It's only 5 tenths that separate the leading time to the time in 8th place.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, I mean, the whole top 9 are under a second of each other, except from Snodford there, who's, by the looks of it, he's just over, I literally mean just over a second slower than Legends there.
Oh, no, that's the Alfa Romeo team popping out to collect the car of Days Rhombus. We're just keeping an eye out now on the rest of the Formula 1 team when they're going to release the other cars. So we just have to wait and see, really, on what's going to happen. Corey Marshall, he's done very good in his testing. Oh, that's loud. Corey Marshall's actually he's managed to beat his teammate RSF1 Vettel in terms of qualifying. So very good work from Corey. Snodvod has done very good as well. It's like all the new guys have had a really good session today because they're both in. All three of them are in top 10.
Oh, no, he's actually.
Yeah, definitely.
So far, it's come out. So a little bit.
Probably
bit
won't
quiet
come
at
out
the
until
moment.
about the last 3.5 minutes, I would say.
Probably. Drink. Just get a moment, to relax. I mean, in terms of testing,
starting to fire up, and which there is, it's the Renault. Yeah, by the looks of it, it is Easton, I think.
No, that is Mansell.
And then Turbo behind them coming out.
So now going out of the pit lane is RSF1 Mansell in the Renault. So we'll stay on board with him for the time being, and then we'll do an onboard of his lap in the Renault. However, it looks like a few cars now coming out. The 3-minute mark is a good time. You have definitely got more than enough time to get round to do your lap, but it's quite risky in terms of if you make a mistake on your flying lap, like, you probably won't make it.
Yeah. Every time when I do qualifying, I always come out on the track to do a final lap, and about 3.5 minutes left. That's like just enough time to come out and go round.
Well, it looks like we're going to be going with Turbo, because Turbo overtook the Renault going through Brooklands and Luffield, and so he now takes the top spot. Well, not top spot, the first car to cross the line to begin their flying lap. So the Renault will have to wait for its second chance, really, to get the spotlight on the camera. But anyways, we'll go on board with Turbo. I'll leave it with you, actually, Blazer.
Okay, so on board with Turbo, just getting his car ready, trying to get the traction and the exit perfect at Club and Vale. A little twitch moment there, but keeps it all together, and now he starts his lap. Picking up to get ready into turn 1, into turn 2. You see the Pigeon Munch coming out on the pits there, coming towards turn 3, locks up at the front right, goes slightly deep, but still manages to keep it clean. The past first DRS zone of the Venture comes on the break Brooklands as he locks up there into Luffield. He back on board with first sector.
A tiny little bit of lag there.
Keeps it. The car nice and tidy going through. And he invalidates. Loses. So Mansell's lap is now done. So who's the next? Outlet. So it's gonna be.
I noticed, by the way. Sorry to cut. I noticed a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
We are definitely getting a little bit of lag on the stream. If this continues, I will going on all stream. It's not been going on all stream. Some little spikes, but it's not been too major. It's because normally where I plug it into stream, it's been clogged up with sort of stuff because I've had family move in, so like I can't use the Ethernet cable.
No, right.
So sort of stuck with wireless at the moment, but it's like any day now we could be moving all that stuff in, and then I can finally like use that Ethernet cable again because it's only in one set place.
Ooh,
We lost Snodwood?
Yeah, he came back into the pits and retired.
Alright, so IGN Legends stays on provisional pole at the moment. Sorry about that lag.
Dux
Andrew?
actually spun out the exit Luffield. The AlphaTauri of IGN Legends is now going through Woodcock, trying to get the toe of the racing boat coming through. So here he goes. In the old turn 1 section, nice and careful. How good is it in the middle sector for this man?
Oh, Pigeon!
Mr. Pigeon
Pigeon
Mud!
Mercedes!
Out of nowhere, Rhombus about to finish off his lap. He locks up the front left there into Vale now. It's gonna be close. He goes second.
Very close. Oh,
Legends.
a little bit wide.
No.
Oh my god!
Mansell.
Nasty off.
Nobody's on the lap, to be fair now.
And I'd like to welcome Andrew. Sorry, Andrew4079. He says, hi everyone. I've heard about this great league, RSF1, so I thought I would check it out. You're very welcome to watch, Andrew. It's
Welcome,
good to have
Andrew.
you here. But that crash by IGN Legends.
Yeah.
Did you see it? He went round the last corner and then just bosh into the wall. It looks like he overcommitted there. Anyways, going over the top 10 for Q3. So we've got Snodvod in 10th. We've got Turbo in 9th. Shrimp in 8th. Mansell 7th. Corey Marshall in 6th. RSF1 Lando in 5th. Easton 4th. We've got IGN Legends 1st, who's just suffered a bit of a crash there. Dazed Rhombus in 2nd. And then Mr. Pigeon Munch takes the top of the table in the Mercedes.
Yeah, a very good lap there from the Mr. Pigeon Munch in the Mercedes. Really caught us out. We didn't even see him on that lap. So it's a bit unfortunate we didn't see his lap there, but he's happy to get a pole position in the first ever testing here for RSF1 as we now get ready for the race.
We're now in the transition period, but here's the only little confusing bit I've noticed. You're the lobby host, and you're spectating. Normally, the rules state, normally because the lobby host is normally the driver, no one's allowed to ready up before the host, but you ain't racing, so you can't ready up.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell what really can happen if someone readies up.
Yeah, definitely. I would probably say I actually don't know how we're gonna do this. So of course, I'm hosting and stuff.
I don't think we thought that far because,
No.
you know, we had troubles finding who could host, and now it's like,
I would probably say when let's see, Dave Rhombus is ready, but I don't know.
It's hard to say, really. I guess a matter of when.
Yeah, I might probably just put on the Discord in a few minutes. Well, just wait for a few more minutes, and I'll put on the Discord, say everybody ready up, so we know. Maybe.
Yeah. So you do the formation lap, and I'll do the grid start.
Yeah, we could do that.
So now we just wait.
what do we do with the formation? Should we just try to go for something new, or if Mr. Snow's here, shall we?
Let's go for something new. This is season 3's testing. You know, if we keep on going, you know, the post office formation lap, it might get boring to some. So, you know, let's change it up. You know, I'd rather keep my oxygen when I go over the Haas.
I think we all do. To be fair,
think. Because it's been quite a bit of time now, I'd say a good few minutes so far. I'd say a matter of, I guess, whenever you're ready, really, to say, you know, you're free to ready up. RSF1 Racing, testing for drivers, testing for comms. Go for it, winky face. Exactly. That's a good point. You know,
yeah,
in the event we have this situation where we don't have a lobby host, you know, we could have the practice for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, a bit of DIY
okay.
going on there. There you go. Sync Diggles has ready up.
Diggles has gone for it.
Yes, it's Brundle Lowly. Lol.
Lol.
Thank you for the kind welcome, RS. Well, I don't know, I was meant to say RSF1 Brundle. Heard good things about you and this league. Well, we hope that you enjoy RSF1.
Did say he was going to join Andrew? In the chat, so that might be Brundle in the chat as the written account. As we see the predicted pitch stop strategy delta there. I'd love to see that. Oh, and it disappeared.
I haven't got it yet. Anyways,
you've got to be on board.
Take it
actually on board. Right, as I will take it from here. So, starting in pole position. We have got the Mercedes of Mr. Pigeon Munch, who's set a very good lap and starting on the medium tyres. There's Wombus in the Alfa Romeo in second place. There, a very good lap there. It was also starting on the mediums. IGN Legends in the Alfa Tauri. Or as you guys would like to formally call it as Toro Rosso, will be starting in P3 also, well not also but on the soft tyres. RSF1 Eastern is in the Renault in 4th place, with the Williams of RSF1 Lando there in P5 also on the mediums. Driving in the Scarlet Red rear Ferrari, driving for the Tifosi Corey Marshall in P6, also on the mediums, and behind him we got the other French manufacturer Renault of RSF1 Mantle. Shrimper in the McLaren will start at P8 with Ducks in the Racing Point, or Pink Mercedes as you guys call it, in P9. Snodford in the Alfa Tauri in P10 on the soft tyres. Rapid Sprays in 11th in the McLaren. Peppermeat in 12th in the Williams. And Vettel and Diggles in the Ferrari and in the Haas in 13th and 14th. Don't know what's going on there. And of course, Mr. RS Moronics in the Red Bull, starting in last place.
And there we got the predicted pit stop strategy before the beginning of the race provided by AWS. So very nice there. It's the graphics popping up. That's very beautiful. But here we go into the beginning of the testing session. We have 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. No? No, there we go.
What?
Didn't know what happened there. But it looks like no one left, and it looks like Pigeon gets a very bad start. Legends takes the lead in the Alpha Tauri. It looks like Pigeon Munch is being caught up there by the Alfa Romeo. Lando 4th, Corey 5th, Shrimper 6th, Easton 7th. It looks like we've lost Rapid Sprays in the McLaren, and looks like loads going on down the back. Peppermeat's gone?
Yeah, Peppermeat disconnected. I don't know what happened to him. Ooh, got my voice then.
Oh no.
I'm gonna try.
Oh, it's a virtual safety car because of the incident with for, well, it's the incident with rapid sprays. It's the virtual safety car has been deployed, but it's good to see the strategies now popping up now with these guys because they're doing the mediums and the soft tyre.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
You see there, one stop there predicted for both laps there, or softs to mediums or soft to hards.
Rapid sprays, unfortunately, the end of his testing session, so he will have to wait for another time. However, going off by the cars leading, it's IGN Legends in first, Pigeon second, Rhombus third, Lando fourth, Corey fifth. Pigeon's actually been served, has to serve a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. He's immediately gone into the pits to serve his drive-through penalty, and that now pushes up Rhombus into second place, Lando third, Corey Marshall in the Ferrari in fourth, Shrimper fifth, and look at Pigeon go down the grid. And here goes the predicted strategy. So the soft tyre, if you're doing the softs to mediums, lap 10 and 13 would be the good time. However, on the hards it says the same, because obviously the soft compound tyre can only really go so far. But it looks like, I don't know if anyone's going for the hard compound tyre finish. Oh, what happened to Vettel?
I think we missed it, but I think I saw a car going well off the track at turn 1, turn 2, like I think of oversteer, and well, I was right, and it was RSF1 Vettel completely losing the rear end in the Ferrari.
Unlucky to Vettel. However, we've got to go back on board with some cars now, because look at Mansell is pressuring Turbo down the back. Actually, no, we've got to go on board with Lando. I think Lando's now actually gaining on Rhombus. Rhombus goes wide out of Cobbs, so that allows the Williams to get right in the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo, going into Maggots and Becks. Like Legends is building up a tiny little bit of a gap, but not by much. And now Lando is breathing down Rhombus's neck. Down the hangar straight. I'm going to turn my phone off now. I don't think we need the chat on any more from my end. You keep the chat on your end, though, just in case.
Yep.
However, Rhombus is being pressurised a lot by Lando going into the chicane. The Williams is trying to stay on him. Sink Diggles receives a 3-second time penalty. I'm loving the looks of this new game. DRS has now been enabled, but Lando is not staying off of Rhombus's back just quite at the moment. Also, let me know, by the way, Blazer, of any moments of lag on the stream. Just in case. Oh, lock up from Rhombus there, and that allows Lando to get right up the back of the Alfa Romeo. Now with the assistance of the overtake on the ERS and the DRS, can the Williams catch up? It looks like Dave Rhombus counteracting with his own overtake to stay ahead. And looks like Vettel has retired in the pit.
In the pits. Yep. The Peppermeat's actually gone for the pits as well, so fresh tyres for him, the People's Champion. Yeah, Lando goes a bit wide, gets a time penalty there.
3-second time penalty.
As he closing into the back of Rhombus, going through Maggots and Beckett's. There actually
looks like Rhombus got a very poor run out there, but then Lando caught the dirt as well. DRS and the ERS, he slowly gets close to him, but not quite. It's like Easton's about to get into a little battle of his own. He's right on the gearbox of the McLaren Shrimper. Very good battles, but no one's made the move quite yet. Lando goes very wide out of the last corner. Snodball receives a 3-second time penalty. How's the stream looking, Blazer?
Stream is looking fine at the moment.
Lando and Rhombus is a battle that still doesn't look like it wants to make a conclusion. Again, in that corner, Rhombus gets a little bit of a lock-up. Lando then just kisses the back of the Alfa Romeo, applies all the power. It looks like Rhombus is still using his to keep the Williams at bay. Oh, nasty lock. Yeah. But Rhombus gets a very poor run through Brooklands, and now going into Lovefield. It looks like Lando wants to try and challenge down the inside, but it gets closed off by Rhombus. This is very good racing by the pair of them. Leaves Lando choosing his moments wisely.
Oh, look how close he gets!
Going into Maggots and Beckett's again. Turbo receives a 3-second time penalty. Oh,
Then
and again,
Rhombus pulls
they
away.
both suffer from a little bit of problems there in terms of the dirt really hampering them. Easton's being pressured by Turbo, and then Shrimper is catching up. We've got a battle for 4th place and a battle for third, really. This is so close. The battles that we've got from most of the grid. It's intense. Rhombus gets a poor run through Vale, and that allows Lando to get closer. Oh, that Williams is
Just
racing.
hard to keep in focus which barrel to go to at this moment.
It is hard to, but we'll keep on board with the battle for third, because Lando just doesn't seem to want to get off of Rhombus's back just at the moment.
Turbo. Oh, contact!
Oh, what's happened?
Contact between Shrimper and the Ferrari of Corey Marshall.
Oh dear.
Shrimper goes into the side of the Ferrari, loses the rear end.
Turbo down the inside on the Ferrari. He's looking like he really wants to get by him coming out of Luffield, and Turbo has to concede the position at the moment, loses the back end a little bit. He really wants to get past his Ferrari.
Yep.
He's on soft as well. He's on a more aggressive strategy.
See Roy, he's looking at straight line speed. Straight line speed on that Ferrari.
We've got to get on board with Lando and Rhombus going out of Stowe. They're going side by side into the chicane in the last sector. Lando gets a 3-second time penalty, but I think Rhombus is still A-OK at the moment. Going round the last corner, Lando leads, well not leads, but he leads this battle for second. Rhombus is still really fighting for it. Turbo now pits. I think the soft tyres are starting to fall off. It looks like we had a little bit of an incident. Looks like a Haas.
Diggles spun on the last corner in Vale.
Oh dear. Not what you want, but luckily he's still fine. Has he got any damage?
I don't think so, and he spins again.
Oh dear, bad day for Diggles in the Haas. Not having a good day. So Diggles will have to make up some ground.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Diggles may be second thinking of picking that Haas, because the Haas has been a pain in the ass for the guy.
Oh, sorry to cut in, but down the inside goes Mr. Pigeon Munch into Brooklands. It goes down the inside on Moronix. Moronix tries to cover him off, but it just doesn't really work, and Pigeon gets the move done coming out of Luffield. The Mercedes takes 9th place.
Yeah, great move from Mr. Pigeon Munch there on Moronix. As we saw Duckstower getting past Diggles as well in the same corner. Diggles doesn't have wing damage, he just spun, so that's what caused it.
He's got really hot tyres at the moment.
Yeah. Diggles picks up a time penalty.
Yeah, he's not having a good day in the Haas. However, it looks like Mansell is now catching up to the Ferrari of Corey Marshall. Renault really wants to get by him, so into the next corner. It looks like the Ferrari got a little bit better traction coming out, but has the Ferrari got the ability to counteract the impending doom? Legend gets a 3-second time penalty, so the race leader actually has collected a time penalty.
Ooh, look how close he gets there.
Oh, that Renault really wants to get past. Out into Luffield, through into Cobbs. Currently right now it's the battle for 5th place between the Ferrari and Mansell. And through Maggots and Beckett's, the Ferrari catches a little kick of dirt. Meanwhile, the Renault actually looks like he's okay. Actually got a really good run there. Mansell made that look like it was really easy, but going up to Stowe, can the Renault challenge down the inside? He's going to do it. No, he backs off just last moment. That's very good choice there by Mansell, because sometimes you just got to pick your moments, and sometimes you think, could it end bad if I try to go there, but look at him, right in the gearbox of that Ferrari. My whole screen went red there because all I can see is a scarlet.
Yeah, very close there. Mansell gets, as he's still trying to get past this Ferrari at the same time. Actually, I didn't remember seeing Lando getting past Rhombus, but Rhombus is actually still staying within DRS range of Lando for second place.
It looks like Shrimper is now pitted after the incident that he had with Corey Marshall.
Yeah, it's a front wing change as well for the McLaren driver.
Mansell is staying with him, as well as Rhombus. He may have been overtaken by Lando, but he's managing to keep the gap under a second, so he's within the DRS. And the DRS assistance really does play a massive part in his ability to try and fight back for second place. But he's just got to try and push, but a safety car would compromise the top runners because currently Lando's already got a couple of penalties and now IGN Legends has
Mansell.
himself up.
Look at Mansell on the run.
On the Wellington straight, he's going to go round the outside into Stowe. The Ferrari tries to cover him off. It's hanging straight, sorry. Tries to cover him off, and Mansell moves round the outside and takes 5th place. And now, of him is his teammate. But does Corey Marshall now want to try and maybe battle back for his position? Now the Ferrari has got the DRS assistance going up into the Wellington straight, the correct one. That I'm trying to not mess up on.
You would expect them to. I mean, both on the same strategy, same lifespan on the tyres. You should expect them, Corey Marshall, to at least come back and have a battle. But sometimes as well, sometimes you got to think about is when you do get overtaken and you are pretty much going to have a chance to fight back. It doesn't matter corners, you could lose momentum, and trying to retain a position just goes away from you. They're just basically having to keep yourself focused and stuff like that. And
we've got another battle just happening right now. It's Sync Diggles with Moronix. It looks like Diggles clipped the back of the Red Bull of Moronix. He has. Diggles round the outside on Moronix's AI, and he makes that pass nice and easy. But he's just trying to make sure he can make up the pace after those 2 spins he suffered from, but he moves into the point-scoring finishes. Corey Marshall received a 3-second time penalty, and so did Mr. Pigeon Munch. So a few of the drivers now have started to collect penalties. Sync Diggles actually just collected one, and he just suffered a massive spin, and he just crashed! Coming out of Cobbs, there goes Mr. Diggles. Mr. Diggles? Why do I say Mr. Diggles? That makes him sound like a hamster, a cat. Mr. Diggles! What is he doing?
Just purposely crashed.
He just crashed. Yeah, I saw that. I scrolled off to another car. It's a virtual safety car. But I know you have an incident, but just you never know when an actual safety car might pop up. Get yourself a brand new wing. It ain't over until it's over. If you suffer from something else, then fair play, but could have probably been played out a little bit different. But now this opens up strategy for anyone who's near the pit stop, such as Mr. Pigeon Munch, who can now slap on the hard compound tyre. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack,
that's interesting.
the rest of the pack is still on their mediums. IGN Legends, the race leader, is on his softs. This virtual safety car won't actually do him any good. His softs are already pretty much done, and there might still be a little bit of life on them. Shrimper receives a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. With green flags, we're going in. Unfortunately, that could have been any better time for him, but yep, Legend race leader finally pits. He got Lando and Rhombus behind him. Lando gets a very nasty lockup. This is very poor camera views really I'm getting when I'm trying to stay in the broadcast. But Snodrod receives a 3-second time penalty, and now Lando moves into the lead of the British Grand Prix of the RSF1 testing session, and he holds first place for the moment, but it looks like Rhombus is now starting to get some groove again, and he's slowly challenging and putting pressure on the Williams driver.
Yeah, and definitely that's the one thing you want to do is get close to the car. If you can't overtake them, even even staying behind them for a while, and it literally cause pressure for the driver ahead, and it forces them to a mistake. The Shrimper there gets a 5 seconds time penalty for speeding into the
another
pits.
penalty. Just when you thought it was bad getting a drive-through penalty, then you have to get a 5-second stop and go when you finally get to have your pit stop. Shrimper retired. That's 4 of the 15 running cars out of the session. We've only got 11 left. Lando is being pressured by Rhombus, still going out of the hangar straight. It looks like the AI of Shrimper is actually coming back out onto the track. Could be a little bit compromising. But the gaps have opened. Really, this is the only battle that's like commencing. They're still waiting on something else. Yep, and there goes McLaren pulling off into the slip road. Out of the way so it won't deem the need of the safety car. And then we can get going once again. We're on board with Days Rhombus, who is fighting for second place. He's just narrowly within a DRS window. It looks like Lando managed to pull off a gap between himself and Rhombus. So Rhombus is having to really put in that work.
Rhombus, every lap is just wheeling and wheeling that Williams closer and closer to him. He's doing a good job at the moment. It's just a matter of time until the other male driver will strike and overtake.
Caught a bit of dirt there. IGN Legends is 14 seconds behind Corey Marshall. If we actually switch to leader, it's 22 seconds. If Legend keeps cutting the gap down, he'll provisionally be in the lead. But once again.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll have to keep an eye on his pace. Meanwhile, Rhombus is still close to Lando. Lando gets a very nasty lockup going into turn 2. And they both lock up into turn 3. But it looks like Lando got the better run going out of turn 3. And the race keeps going. Gap is now starting to close down between Mansell and Corey Marshall. A battle we saw happen just a short moment ago is now slowly coming back. So we've got a little bit more viewing to do because some gaps are way too big. Meanwhile, coming out of Cobbs, Days Rhombus on Lando. Lando catches a tiny bit of grass going through Agats into Beckett's. DRS is activated, but looks like Rhombus is biding his time with his overtake. Not seeing the point in using up any of his excess energy just yet. He's got to make sure he doesn't overdo it and burn out his battery. However, though, Rhombus may have a penalty or so. There you go, he's activated his overtake to try and stay close to the Williams so he can get the DRS in the activation zone. Very, very quiet session.
Yeah, it definitely has been. I mean, start this session here with only 15 drivers, losing 4 drivers, only having 11 remaining.
I do have to note, by the way, Legends, Corey Marshall has just pitted for the soft compound tyre. IGN Legends is actually closing down the gap between himself and the race leader. Not much time really separates them at all now. It's just about 20 seconds between Legends and Lando. It's 21 seconds now. It is definitely starting to show, you know, the age on those mediums. 2 lap-old mediums versus 13. But the thing is Lando and Rhombus need to stretch out those mediums for as long as they can, and then slap on the softs. But it's a matter of picking the right moment.
It's got up to Moronics, disconnect the car as well.
Yeah, Moronics is actually.
Moronics is not in the lobby.
So the back marker of the Red Bull is now going to cause a little bit of trouble now for Lando, who, you look at him, he's trying his best to get past the Red Bull. Yeah, he hit the back of it, and that's actually going to allow Rhombus to come back into play. Rhombus now activating his DRS and ERS. The battle for first place down the inside at the end of the Wellington Straight. Lando cuts him off, and that allows him to keep the lead. Rhombus really did try there, but unfortunately he just wasn't able to fully capitalise on the opportunity there. But that just shows how annoying the AI is. Because I don't think Moronics is coming back. I think he's completely left the car. And it's quite evident that Red Bull did block the race leader.
Yeah, definitely.
However, Snodvod, person we haven't really heard from all race, Snodvod is actually closing the gap between himself and Turbo. Turbo on the 4 lap old hard, 4 laps more on the mediums. So, in terms of grip advantage, Snod has it. There you go, the 2 race leaders now finally pit. So does Easton. Does Mansell pit? No, Mansell stays out.
Mansell stays out because
leads
he's
the Grand Prix.
That's why.
Looks like Turbo got a very poor run though, going through Maggots and Beckett's, and that allows Snodbot to get nice and close with the activation of the DRS and the ERS. Look at the frontline speed on that AlphaTauri. He's going to go round the outside, going into Stowe. Makes that look easy. Nice work from Snod.
Yeah, definitely. It was a brilliant overtake there.
Oh, Turbo! And he quit the session. He has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane and instantly retires. It looks like he's doing pretty well, as he's doing pretty good. But anyways, Legend is still technically provisionally in the lead because the race leader, Mansell, still is yet to pit. But now Legend has a lot of work to do. He's got 10 laps to go on those medium tyres. He needs to keep the pace up and keep Lando and Rhombus behind.
Yeah, definitely. And if the works, then pays off well for him. Mansell is now just running away. Well, not Mansell, Legends. Going to be running away with it now as Mansell pits, and basically these 2 here behind Legends, Lando in the Williams and Rhombus in the Alpha Romeo on the fresh soft tyres.
And retakes the lead of the British Grand Prix, the testing session. Very good work there from Legends. I need to quickly change my batteries.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So apologies everyone, you'll see like a little blotch on the screen. Unfortunately that will come up because I've got to change my batteries. 1 second. Hello everyone, and we are back. Okay, so it turns out my Twitch chat just crashed. So I had to reload the whole app as I was changing my batteries. So not what we want, but we managed to get back up and running though. That's the main thing. But yeah, just the app crashed. But we are back on. No changes so far, except for Mansell is now catching up to Corey Marshall. Corey Marshall is under pressure by the Renault driver. The Renault driver now has got the DRS and the ERS going down the Wellington straight, holding his ground still, trying to catch up to the Ferrari. Corey Marshall is doing his best to hold him off.
Yeah, definitely Corey Marshall trying to hold that fifth place, but because Mansell on those fresh soft tyres, he's gonna eventually get by.
Look at the ground he's caught.
Yeah, definitely. Got a lot of ground there. So we could potentially see an overtake from Mansell on Corey Marshall. Actually, yeah, we do.
Round the outside in Stowe. The Ferrari tries to hold him off.
And
he makes it happen. Very nicely done by Mansell. That was good. Very good overtake and very good job by Corey Marshall.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed as well, you could actually look around as you're broadcasting, so you could actually still be on look to the right.
Another little lag spike. Seems fine at the moment. Keep on board. Apologies on the lag. It just will happen. We're too far along now to really cut it off. Unless that's the lobby and not me.
Yes, ooh, Mansell goes a bit deep into love for that, but he's Corey Marshall back into play.
Oh, they're going to do it into Cops.
They're going to go to Cops.
Oh my God!
He actually gets it done just before.
What a move! That was beautiful. Corey Marshall.
Beautiful move from the Ferraris. The Tifosi will be. The Tifosi will be absolutely buzzing for that.
I actually have to say, that has been the best overtake I have seen in a long time as a commentator. I've seen some good battles, but that's very, very good. Peppermeat from Jamie J. Car Gaming, good to see you again, an old name. Jamie J. Car Gaming, can we see some Peppermeatus? Peppermeat is currently down the back of the grid. Corey Marshall actually receives a 3-second time penalty, so that is going to hurt him with his battle with Mansell. I would like to switch to Peppermeat, but these guys could switch positions again in mere moments. When it calms down, I'll switch to Pepper. Give him a little bit of time, you know, people champion. But look at that, Mansell's got the DRS.
I thought it was about to try and go for it down there into Brooklyn, but things better. Nearly hits the back of Corey Marshall there, though, but they managed to get the car to slow down.
Not close enough to do what Corey just did moments ago. Corey, however, catches a little bit of grass on the inside, is very lucky not to lose the car. Peppermeat, however, is guaranteed points, so he can go for the fastest lap.
Mansell
on board with Mansell once again.
Exit.
Oh, nice. Round the outside.
You actually noticed as well, Honda is 1.6 seconds behind RSF1 Lando.
Yeah, the gap has definitely opened up between the pair of them. The battle between Corey and Mansell just keeps on switching backwards and forwards. One makes the overtake, but the other still consistently stays with the other. This is very good racing.
RS Moronics ahead of them as well.
This is actually going to do Mansell some good. Because no, Mansell won't even get the DRS on the lagged out car. Corey needs to get past it. Yep, Corey gets past it nicely. Very, very good. Andrew, 4079, if you are thinking of joining the league, please follow the link to our website by the Nightbot, and then it will help you get in contact with a member of the committee from the league, and then they can help you get into RSF1.
Yeah, definitely.
There we go, Corey Marshall again. Mansell actually
got a better exit.
Run out. And there he caught the grass. That allows Corey to get closer. 4 laps remain. Legend still leads. And it looks like Lando and Rhombus are just not able to cut the gap down. There we go. Last corner. Mansell is still under pressure from the Scuderia. And with the influence of penalties, I really don't know what's going on. I'd say actually, when these guys get through the Wellington Straight, we'll go and have a little look at the penalty situation, shall we?
Yeah.
Right, going down the Wellington Straight, Mansell has now got Corey Marshall using his overtake and the DRS to try and get closer to him. Going into Brooklands, looks like Mansell gets a nice wide run going through. Corey, not so much, but gets very good traction. But Mansell goes very deep, actually going out of Luffield, and that is now allowing the Ferrari to come back into contention. Looks like we've got a spinner out in the second sector in the Williams.
Pepper.
Oh no, Pepper.
And she gets out of the way of his teammate, RSF1 Lando as well. There's also these one versus behind him.
Mansell just lost some massive time to Corey. Now, let's have a little look at the penalty situation for the top 10.
Yep. Right, so we start off with the Legends. Only got 1 penalty and 1 warning. Lando has got 3 penalties and a warning. Roberts has a penalty and 2 warnings. Easton has only 2 warnings, no penalty. Mansell has 3 penalties and 2 warnings. Corey Marshall has 2. Corey Marshall has 2 penalties and 2 warnings. Ford has 3 penalties and a warning. Mr. Pigeon has 2 penalties and 2 warnings. Mr. Peppermeat has only got 1 warning. Moronix disconnected, so yeah.
Okay, and currently the only battle emerged on track where they're actually fighting for the position of each other is the 5th place position in the top 5 between Corey Marshall and Mansell. In terms of penalties, Corey could just wait it out and then just win by the penalty in this battle for 5th, but I don't think Corey wants to do that. Being a racer, he wants to get this position. He's got the speed. Look at that speed! The Ferrari! He's going to send it down the inside into Stowe! It's side by side between the Renault and the Ferrari, but the Ferrari is trying to hold it up. Now it's around the outside, into Vale, into the chicane, and it looks like Mansell just holds him off.
Yeah, definitely. That was great. Side by side racing between the pair of them there. Corey Marshall going to the inside of Stowe, but Mansell fighting back from around the outside into the inside of the club. And Vale just keeping that position there from Mansell. It's a very great drive from the pair of them.
And now we got another overtake happening between the two of them. It looks like can Corey Marshall get the DRS and the ERS to challenge? Look at the Ferrari slowly gaining, but it looks like just not quite, but he is definitely on the rear of that Renault. A Renault is trying, gets very close coming out of Luffield, but then he loses a load of traction, and that costs him serious time coming out, and so Corey Marshall actually loses a little bit of pace.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one thing you don't want to do is break far too late into the corner, or otherwise that will happen. You lose momentum, you enter it too quickly, it'd be a bit too late to slow down, you lose the rear end, you lose traction as soon as you put the power back on.
Oh, it's going to be happening again, because Mansell's going to try and cover the inside. Round the outside, the Ferrari's going to go into Stowe, and it looks like just as he tries to do the switchback, Mansell closes the gap. Now going back into Vale again. Mansell is holding off 4th place, but Corey is not willing to let this go. It's his second to last lap of the session, and this is very gripping racing indeed.
Yeah, definitely. As we are now on the penultimate lap of this testing British Grand Prix, and pretty much these two have been battling all night long. I would probably say Corey Marshall is very close to the rear end of that Renault again.
And Rhombus collects his 3rd penalty. No, is it 2nd or 3rd?
The 2nd.
Easton could be looking good for a potential podium here, because Lando's got 3 seconds, 3-second time penalties. IGN
Easton.
Legends is now going through Stowe.
Yeah, Easton only has 2 warnings. But Easton needs to close 2 seconds.
Got push. Corey Marshall again using the ERS and the DRS to try and get close to Mansell. Doesn't work. Easton now finally collects that penalty. On board with IGN Legends, who managed to make the jump on Pigeon Munch, who started on provisional pole from the beginning of the race. Is a very, very good move by IGN. And then in the pit stop, he managed to make the strategy work. He's actually got his fuel light on. He's using up a bit of his battery to push up and stay ahead. He's worried about his penalty, I think. I don't think he knows that Lando and Rhombus have accumulated quite a bit of penalties themselves. So, yeah, going over our driver of the day, I actually have to say, for the beautiful overtake going into Cobbs, I have to give Corey Marshall driver of the day.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was an absolutely beautiful move from Corey Marshall. I will agree with you. I'll say he will be... I'll go for him as the driver of the day in this testing Grand Prix. Mansell picks up a 30-second
loss. Oh dear! But Corey Marshall looks like he's falling back off of Mansell. So I don't know if he'll be able to get that. Well, he might get P5. All depends. So on board with Legends.
Corey's got
last
2
corner.
penalties less than Mansell, so...
Lando crosses the line, then comes Rhombus. Rhombus takes 2nd place, but now Easton, he rounds the 2nd to last corner. Round the last corner it goes. Can Easton get a podium? No, he can't. Mansell moves into 5th. Round the last corner, crosses the line. Corey Marshall takes 5th place off of Mansell. Mr. Pigeon Munch.
Look at the gap with 2nd and 3rd.
Oh my God, that's a close gap.
Due to penalties.
Now rounds the last corner, takes 7th place. Mr. Pigeon Munch. I don't even know where Pigeon came.
8th.
So according to the game, what was the game declared driver of the day? He's declared the game's declared Moronic's driver of the day, even though he wasn't here. Unfortunately, we're not going by the game's decision to make Moronic's driver of the day. We've already awarded it to Corey Marshall for a very good drive, but a very good move into Cobbs. That has been the testing of the first testing session actually of RSF1 of this group. And congratulations to IGN Legends for taking the win in the testing session. A very good battle there from Lando and from Rhombus all the way. And then driver of the day is awarded to Corey Marshall. But yeah, going over the grid position, while Blazer gets the top 3 and driver of the day in. Rapid Sprays takes 15th place and DNF on the first lap. Vettel in 14th, Sink Dickles in 13th, Shrimper 12th, Turbo 11th, Moronics gets 10th, Peppermeat 9th, Pigeon Munch 8th, Snodvod in 7th, Mansell 6th. Corey Marshall, a stellar drive today. Very good. 5th place. 4th place to Easton. 3rd to Lando. 2nd to Rhombus. And then the race win taken by IGN Legends. So meanwhile, we got Lando and Corey Marshall into the virtual podium. While we wait for IGN Legends, meanwhile, can you two please tick the audio box in the party to make sure that the stream can pick you up? I don't know if Rhombus has a microphone, but we still have to wait on IGN. Alright, meanwhile, while we wait for IGN Legends, there he is. So, Blazer, you interview Lando, I'll interview Legends, and then we'll just work out who'll interview Corey.
Yep. So
right. So
Lando,
I'll let you start off.
Yeah, Lando, decent race there. I mean, you had a good qualifying position. And
wait, sorry, does Rhombus have a microphone? Does Rhombus join? Does he have a mic?
Yeah, he just joined. I don't know. Hey!
Alright, carry on.
Lando. Not bad qualifying position there, and then during the race, a couple of VSCs, but you managed to keep a good pace before you and Rhombus with your pit strategies. You two were going like overtaking each other, and then off every lap having a battle into the pit stops, and then in the end you managed to pull. I think pulled away or something. I can't actually remember, but you finished 3rd. But overall, your performance and how do you think the game went in the online? How do you think it went for you?
It could have gone better. I think qualifying killed me. I feel like I could have got on the front row. I've just bottled the last quali run. The race, I think I probably would have fared better if I just stopped picking up penalties, but track limits are really tough round here. But yeah, it was a good race overall. I mean, I didn't want to battle Rhombus too much because I knew we were just going to lose time to Legends, and then I think after the pitch strategies, we got held up by a disconnected car, and then it was just the gap to Legends was too much to bring back. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good race.
Yeah, and good job there. As I think go to 2nd place now. There's Rhombus.
I don't think he has a mic.
Yeah,
No, he does.
Does? Oh, okay. I'll let you. I'll let you interview 3rd and 2nd. I'll do 1st and driver today.
Okay. Well, Rhombus, not a bad qualifying position for you there as well, and as I was saying to Lando, you're having a great battle there between you and him for the pit stops, and then as well, you had disconnected Moronics getting in the way at the same time when you guys were having a lovely battle. But overall, your pace and how the online multiplayer went for you, how do you think it went?
The qualifying went pretty well. On the last lap in Q3, I was 2 tenths down in the 1st sector, so I was pretty happy to improve over the lap. And then in the race, Lando was quicker than me. I was just kind of holding on in DRS, and as soon as he got away, well, I knew I had no chance of keeping up. And I was only just kept inside the gap after penalties at the end.
Yep.
Right. I'd just like to say, by the way, Rhombus, you and Lando, for a good portion of the stream, it was all on you and Lando for a while because the gaps opened up. Like, you know, there's barely many battles going on. I mean, Corey and Mansell did eventually start battling near the latter stages of the race, but a lot of eyes were on you two because you wouldn't leave each other alone. you know, it was just the switchback one after another. But very good racing from the pair of you, Lando and Rhombus. It was very entertaining, and I think you'll enjoy that when you rewatch the stream later. Anyways, moving on to the race winner. Legends, very, very good result from you today, mate. Into the race start, I don't know what happened because I think the lights glitched. Pigeon got a terrible launch off the start, and then you managed to capitalise on that. Immediately take the lead and pretty much stayed there. You made your pit strategy work really well, and then once everyone else pitted, you just managed to open up that gap more than enough to the point where the guys behind just couldn't catch you. So I imagine you've been feeling pretty good about today's race.
Yeah, I feel like I drove pretty decently. Yeah, with the start, I don't think Pigeon didn't get any glitch. I was in the party with him. I just got a much better launch. I was on the softer tire, and I just got a really nice start. It was unlucky for Pigeon actually. He got the drive through under the VSC. I think it would have been a lot closer had he not had to Sarah drive through. But yeah, I mean, I just was trying not to get pens. I was just trying to extend the gap. The softs were a really nice race tire. They, I'm pretty sure they were faster, even like than the mediums. Even like as I was about to pit on lap 10, I was still going quicker than the medium runners behind. So they were a nice tire. Pit onto the mediums, and yeah, I knew that Lando, Rhombus, or the people on the mediums behind me, I knew that at the end of the race they were going to be on those softs, and the tire difference would be pretty drastic, and they'd catch me up a lot. But yeah, I just had to focus on not getting pens and trying to be consistent with my lap times, which I think I was. So yeah.
Your pace was very very good today. Not just your quali pace, but your race pace as well. I mean, it's probably been like some of the best race pace I've seen from drivers. I mean, I've seen quite a lot of drivers in 2019 have really good race pace, but in 2020, the new game, it's good to see that. Some people have really picked up on some really great race pace, and to see you take that win today, mate, I'm pretty sure once the testing's over and we're in official league races, beginning the third season, I definitely think people should watch out for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it told the whole story. I don't think everyone knew not everyone was racing Wiley from that provisional tier. Dyslex wasn't there. I mean, there was other names I can't exactly remember, but yeah, I mean, I'll hope to be up near the front. Hopefully, maybe fighting for wins occasionally, I guess. But yeah, I don't think that race painted the entire story. But I'll still take it as a good race.
Well, congratulations on taking the win. And Corey Marshall, I bet you're wondering, what are you doing here? You didn't get a podium. Well,
I was waiting to say.
you are our driver of the day, because the one reason why you got driver of the day is because you've pulled off the most spectacular overtake that me and Blazer have seen. And Cobbs is a very, very dangerous corner that in general. You can catch the curb on the inside, lose it. You can catch a bit of curb going on the outside, lose it. You managed to pull it in the inside, overtook Mansell, and beautifully made the move done. And because of that, you wowed us. And even the chat was quite amazed by how the move went. And because of that, unanimously, you got awarded driver of the day. That was a very good move. But
Thanks.
I'm pretty sure you're new to the league, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, give us an insight on how your debut's been. I know it's testing, but it's like the first time you've really been under, because the testing's still not technically, it is under league sort of etiquette. It's an official testing race, so it's about as strict as a league race. But how's it been for you today, your sort of debut?
Yeah, it was not too bad. I knew quite a few of the drivers, like Legends, and I've raced against them before, so I knew what the pace was going to be like, so I knew it was going to be fast, but my tyres overheated quite a lot in the race, so I was struggling with that in the fronts, but I was having a good fun battle with Mansell, so I was quite happy. We gave each other plenty of space each time, and it was a good battle, but apart from that, I'll take it. It was not my best race, but it's not my favourite track, but I'm happy with P5 or something, I think. So.
Yeah, and Stowe seemed to be a very good spot for you two to swap positions. I mean, other than you taking it into Cobbs, which, again, very good move, but you both just waiting until you got to the end of the hangar straight and then just you know, made the swap. Sometimes you went down the in, sometimes you went round the out. We couldn't really tell what was going on, but for the first part of the stream, it was mainly looking at Rhombus and Lando, and then at the end, it was just you and Mansell.
Yeah. I think we were both just draining our ERS pretty much to minimum by the end of the hangar, so it was just pretty much 6.5 dozen who would overtake who, and yeah, it was a good fun fight. I was quite happy with that. It was quite good.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, mate, on a well-earned driver of the day and a good P5. As C put a lot of work into that, so well done, mate. And I'd say that's a very admirable performance that you've shown today. So I think definitely for sure when we get into the third season fully, I definitely think that you know, we'll see some more action coming from you as well. I know you'll probably be thinking, you know, maybe we'll wait until that moment, but I know for sure that, just like I said with Legends, we'll definitely be making sure to watch out for you as well, because that was some very respectable racing today.
Thanks.
And yeah, that is the end of the testing session. Apologies on the moment there when the stream crashed. It's because the Twitch app actually just went and died on me. Normally the stream just ends and not the app, but the app decided to not work. Anyways, that has been the first day of testing. And I'll go over your top 3 and driver of the day one last time before we wrap up. In first place was Legends. In second place was Rhombus. I heard Pigeon Munch earlier and I've just got mixed up. Yeah, second is Rhombus and third is Lando. And driver of the day is Corey Marshall. And Blazer, that was a very interesting opener to the testing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting first day of testing here of the British GP for RSF1, and to be fair, I very enjoyed it, and I can't wait. I literally now can't wait till whenever the season starts.
Agreed. Well, thank you very much, everyone. That is the end of the first day of testing. If you want to see more, please tune in tomorrow at 8 PM. I think we're streaming the second day of testing as well, so just keep an eye out on your Twitch. Anyways, that is it. So please take care, stay safe. Coronavirus is still here, so you know, let's not get sloppy. I know we said it a lot in Season 2 due to lockdown being in place, but let's keep on being smart and let's not make silly moves, and eventually this virus will be completely done and dusted. But anyways, guys, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.